I don't feel a need to yuck another person's yum.
Thank you.
Welcome to amorephillyunion, the podcast where sharing is caring. We are your hosts. I'm E.
I'm C.
And I'm Paul.
And we are super excited to have, two special guests with us back to the podcast. Man, when they're not coaching, podcasting, or just all the other efforts that go into supporting union.
Journalisming.
Journaling?
That's not a word. I just made it up.
But yeah, they graciously make time to join us for our podcast. So welcome back to amorephillyunion, Jillian and Kyle from the one team we agree on. It's great having you.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Good to be on with you guys again.
This is
This is now what?
Yep.
I think this is the third or fourth time we've all gotten together.
I think so.
I do apologize. I know I reached out to you guys earlier in the season, the summer. I said, hey, it was the quarter.
Nah.
We agreed at the beginning of the season back in January. We'd do a quarterly thing. And of course, summer took off, and at least we're wrapping up here. And maybe we'll reconnect once this is all said and done down towards back in the winter months.
Yeah, like in December after the MLS Cup final, and we're gonna, some celebratory beer somewhere, and
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting next couple months.
Yep, buckle up.
So
I mean, it's a nice bookend because I think our last conversation was right before the season started, and it was like, well, I don't know. I think we're gonna do okay, but it's gonna be rebuilding, or it's gonna be, that might have been more us than you, but it's gonna be one of those years where we're figuring things out. And
I think our last conversation was right at the tip of the summer months. Wasn't that around? It was right around.
Maybe.
Yeah, when did we
halfway
but
point.
boy, did a lot happen since then.
A lot has happened.
Things escalated. And they escalated fast.
Yeah. What a ride.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take Christy's cue there. It's kind of nice sitting down with you guys at the end of the season because we've kind of, with everybody else, but we've been actively going on this journey, which has been this season. And it's kind of maybe a good place to start is, as Christy was saying, when we talked at the beginning of this season, I don't think I could have predicted we'd be sitting here right now talking about the Union being in first place. They've won the Shield. They've locked it up. So at least we have one extra game now where we get to walk on the field as Shield winners. So yeah, let's start there. Compare where you guys were at the beginning of the season, thinking about what you were hoping or expecting to where we are now. I don't know. What do you guys? That's a big question. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I think that they far surpassed what the expectations were. I didn't think they were going to be wooden spoon worthy, but I thought more on the seventh, 6 or 7, and I said the number. I too much middle school teaching, the 6, 7 thing. No, but
we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh my gosh, all day long.
Please explain this.
Oh God! Don't even get into that. Afterward. No, but no, definitely on that end of things. So, I mean, I definitely didn't foresee supporter shield. That's for sure.
I remember when we all talked, my message was to everybody, and even our message was on the one team we agree on, was to keep an open mind. There was talent on this team. We knew that. And they ran it back to run it back to run it back. And then this year they made some changes. And I think saying that the supporter shield was there back in January is crazy. I don't think any of us saw that. But playoff, oh yeah. I think we said, what did we say in our prediction show? 7th, 8th, maybe they creep into that 6th seed. I think there was always that if everything went right, they were going to make the playoffs. And now you're making me think back. And you hope you make a run in the U.S. Open Cup, which they did make a run in the U.S. Open Cup. but I don't. But I think all the ingredients were there for something. I just don't think anybody would have saw it coming.
Yeah, I don't think that everyone saw like how well Bradley Carnell
Yeah.
would, you know, get this team having a great chemistry and
Yeah.
how well he'd connect with them. You know, just all those pieces came together, and there were so many moving parts, like things that happened that okay, you had Frankie Westfield and Owetu Makanya getting chances. You know, you have
Yeah.
guys like Olaski being brought in, just like all these different things that happened throughout the season, you know.
I mean, it was the perfect culmination of a lot of things, and I think the bigger picture was the organization as a whole, from first team, second team down to the academy, was aligned in what they wanted to accomplish. And I think now sitting here before 2 days, 3 days before decision day, that's kind of now been the full picture. And plus the first year coach kind of bump, which you always see.
Yeah.
I think that helps, obviously, but also just the buy-in from the players. I mean, a lot of those guys, the locker room's solid. I talked to Jake Glesnes. I mean, coming this home stretch, you just hear the same message. Locker room's in line. We believe in what we're doing.
Yep.
And the organization's alive. And that's credit from the top down.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And the
remember.
"we're not finished" message, I think, too, after Supporters Shield, it seemed like they were fairly in lockstep about saying we're not finished, we're not finished. Which I didn't hear as much being emphasized in 2020. So I mean, it was different. That was a weird year, so whatever.
Well, yeah.
But but even so, I feel like the people who remain from that time, especially, are sort of like, okay, this is great. We're psyched. However.
Yeah.
There's still another job to do.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that was made very clear.
Oh yeah, job's not done. Like it was Ale said, we want the freaking cup.
Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 times I heard that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely got that vibe. Like we enjoy this. This is a nice little break, a little pause. We enjoy it, but this is not our primary objective.
Yeah.
Because I remember, Paul, we had the question at the beginning of the season: how many games into the season do we need to be in order to see the Carnell experiment starting to produce fruit? Like, once we get enough data points, is it 5 games? Is it 10 games? And I think, there were a couple little dips there. I actually went through all the games this season. And there were a couple of dips where we dropped the ball, but it was just a continual upward trend. I felt like all season. If you plot out like a results graph, it pretty much climbs all season, I think. And I appreciated what Carnell said at when we won the Supporter Shield. Basically he kind of, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, the foundations are good, right? He just needed to, what do you say, like round off the rough edges and just kind of small tweaks, which I also felt as a nice homage to what, Curtin brought to the team. He's not saying Curtin did a great job, I'm just riding on his coattails, but he also didn't say like the previous guy was, this place was in shambles and I saved it. It was kind of like, I built on what was already there, and I think
he's already said this year, and we were both on that presser, which he has said, I like Jim. I know Jim, like there's
respect.
He's kind of squashed that anytime that's kind of come up, he squashed it right away. And I think that's his credit to his character.
Right. Like he inherited a team that had a good foundation. Yeah, the building blocks are there. Just Bradley brought something that got them over that hump a bit,
Indy even said it. I mean, when Todd interviewed him, Indy said, the culture was here. Carnell just came in and enhanced it.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what it was.
Yeah, and the fact that Carnell is not afraid to let the young guys in there sink or swim, and give them a chance. I loved Jim to death, but he didn't play Makanya, for instance, and to be fair, from seeing him with Union 2 last year, he had moments where you're like, he's got some things
Mm-hmm.
to learn. But also you could tell, okay, the skill's there. He just needs to keep, developing.
Yeah.
And we've seen him do that this year.
Yeah.
Same with Frankie, and
Yeah.
and you see that with some of these young guys getting a chance, other guys getting to make their debuts as well.
Yeah.
Sal Levis, we saw him play a ton at the Union 2 level, and then to see him get a chance this year, it's like, and I thought he looked great, when he would get time with the first team. So, it's definitely better than he would with Union 2 sometimes, but it's been good to see that as well. So definitely something that I appreciated from Cornell.
For sure.
I think that's kind of one of the fundamental differences between like Carnell. Well, pretty much one of the things I think he did differently this year was just bringing in those young players, which was exciting. Nervous making at times,
I think of Jillian every time Makanya gets a red card because of that final you were telling us about last year. And I think of you every single time because he makes me. He's so talented.
Yeah.
He makes me super nervous though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys see my interview with him that I did last week?
No,
not yet. No, I saw you did one, but I hadn't.
Yeah. So I did. I spoke with him at training last Friday, and I talked about how he's learned some things along the way, and I mentioned you've had some learning experience, some red cards, and kind of I was like, some red cards, and he like grinned at me like, yeah. If you guys get to see him, he's like, yeah. It's like we know. But it was kind of funny, but no, like great kid. But yeah, so much he's learned from his mistakes as he's gone along, which has been great.
Yeah, and I think he credited a lot of players, Blake.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned Glessness and Blake being like big mentors for him, and even like Bizo,
I can see that. Yeah. Steadying influences for the younger guys. Yeah, for sure.
I will say Bizo this year, when he's come in, it's been fun.
Yeah.
And I've actually appreciated that. I'm hoping that project.
I'm just noticing some. I don't know if you guys are looking or just.
No. It's a joke. Okay, so 2021 going into 2022 was on the free kick, and we were having a season round wrap up. And Bizo that year outside the NYCFC goal there at the end, I say I really believe that this is probably my hottest take. Could be a top 5 right back in the league because he was starting with Cameroon and he was really having some good stuff. And then, of course,
aside from him getting cooked in the
and then of course all the cooking began, and
including
so that's always a fun story. So anytime we're within our friends or media and Biza does something, they're like, "Oh, Kyle, is that a top 5 back worthy play?" So I say that all the time to say that was a crazy take, but when he's on, he's great. But the problem with Bizo is. It can go from hot to cold in a matter of up and back the field in 1 second in complexion of the game.
Just give those hot takes with conviction. It's like Taylor Twellman says, often wrong, seldom in doubt.
Yep. So
it's true.
It's the confidence level.
Yeah.
And he would know because that guy's the king of hot takes.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep, and they change as soon as the score changes.
Oh, you said it. I didn't.
Yeah. Actually, I'm okay with him. It's Alexi that I have a real problem with, but Alexi Lawless.
Yeah.
I mean, he can be right. Don't get me wrong. It's the delivery and the trying to be a how do they say it? Like a baddie all the time.
It's the heel. It feels like
heel. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, I got you.
If he was a wrestler, he'd be the one everybody would be booing when he comes out, and he would just do like.
I've never forgiven him for the first ever Union game, which we watched at my friend's basement, and at the end of the game, we were
playing Seattle.
Something ridiculous, and somebody came out someone lost to time in my head, came out and got a red card almost immediately, some Union player. And at the end of the game, which we lost, Lexi Law said, "This is your team, Philadelphia." It's like, okay, all right, you're done. I was already over you, and I'm really over you now. So anyway,
yep, that's him.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So don't do that. But anyway.
Okay, so we're kind of just flashbacking here, or reflecting on the season. Yeah, I don't know, any particular well, the hot takes, but any particular like highlights or favorite moments from this past season that kind of stand out for you guys?
Okay, well, let me go first.
You go first.
Okay, so as someone who covers Union 2 so much, seeing these guys that have featured so much with Union 2 get their moments this season.
Frankie's goal.
Frankie's absolute golazo against Columbus. That was insane. Like, it's a good thing that hit the net, because that would have like taken someone out. And that Macanya's game winner. Marcus Anderson's game winner. Like, those things, seeing those guys, like, also just like even the friendly against Atlas, seeing Marcus and Eddie both score, which was awesome. You know, seeing these guys make their debuts, like, for me, that was really awesome because of seeing them coming up through and the hard work they put in. So those were definitely some highlights. Aside from the obvious one, of course, the supporter shield. I mean, that was magnificent. But yeah, just like, as someone who has a background in, like, I'm a developmental swim coach, like, I coach the kids that are coming up through, that when I see my kids that I used to coach now, like, being nationally ranked and stuff, that makes me super, super proud. I've seen the journey. So to see these guys, like, watching Frankie and with the U20s making a name for himself out there, you know, and you know, and so on, these guys, it's just really awesome to see. So for me, that's definitely a highlight.
I think for me, one of the highlights is just the evolution of Bradley Carnell. You know, here, the redemption, I should say, more so of the Union start off red hot, and just like St. Louis in 2026, and throughout that whole early season, throughout the whole summer, oh, the Union are hot. But I remember at the Club World Cup, I'm waiting for that Red Bull high press drop. And to be fair to those people, yes, at times here late, the creation maybe hasn't been here. Yeah, the goals aren't as what they were in the beginning of the year. I get that. But the fall off, really outside of those one or two games where, as Bradley said, we got off that plane from Vancouver and the guys were joking around, laughing. And he goes, and that's why I knew it was going to be okay. Now, we still lost the Nashville game. But he said that, and he goes, and then I remember coming back, and then we had New England 1-0. But then we had our, like, anomaly where we go score 6 against DC again.
That one was fun.
Yeah, that cleanses the palate.
And then you come back with a very convincing playoff atmosphere, 1-0 win against a team that is very good at winning those kind of games. And you win the Shield. And it's kind of like, okay, so again, to your point, there have been dips in the road. But they've always seemed to figure out, after a dip or two, how to get themselves out. Now, it's not always been pretty. But to my point, my highlight was the Cincinnati game in Cincinnati. That was the best I saw them play all year.
Yeah.
I was sitting there on the plaza outside Cashman Stadium in Las Vegas, going to see CJ Oldie and Lexington and Corey Burke and all those guys play the Las Vegas Lights on my way to Reno. And I just remember sitting there just watching this game going the whole time, this is the best I've seen them do. And even when they lost that 7-0 game, and then they lost that, I remember saying to some people, there was that break, but you don't go from that form in those two matches and say, oh, well, they've kind of lost it, because that was the best form I saw that team all year. And to see them kind of just keep it going, then get back when they had some moments against New England and even New York. There were some tough moments there early on, even late.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like he's kind of cleansed that whole drop off from him. So how he's managed that and all that, I find that to be interesting.
Yeah, like getting to know Bradley a bit this season, just I went down to training like once a week all summer, and just kind of getting to see that interaction too and everything. Like the players just really buy into what he has brought to them, and he has a really good way with them. And I mean, and he knows his stuff, like for sure. But he's been really amazing with them, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's just been a real great redemption arc. I think, again,
yes.
Going back to the point with Ernst, he said, when I asked him that question, we want to play these young guys. They did what they said they were going to do. I think that was the highlight, giving more opportunities to Jeremy Raffanella.
Yeah.
That's all very limited. Now, he's injured. Hopefully, we'll get an update tomorrow how he's doing.
Yeah, he was kind of out and about last Friday when I was there. He was like kind of in there. But
But still, we'll see where he's at.
Yeah.
And then just being bold enough to give kids opportunities in very tight moments. I think those are some of the highlights for me. And then, of course, everything that she's mentioned as well.
Yeah, and there's been really good continuity, with and there was before with between Jim Curtin and Marlon LeBlanc and everything, but I think that top to bottom it is very they're all bought into that system. So Bradley and like Ryan Richter with Union 2, they're on the same page like big time, and they run the same formations, and they just I was out there, like I said, on training on Friday, and Union 2 were scrimmaging against each other.
Yeah.
And it was really fun to watch. And seeing how they played together. But they're all on the same page, and like I said, good continuity. So I think that helps too with just that pipeline.
Yeah.
And then to low points this year, I mean, the only real low point for me was Vancouver, again, I will still say Ua's goal counts as a different game.
Yeah.
That's a different
changes
game.
the momentum a bit.
Yeah.
I would say just that whole little stretch there with the Open Cup, and that's a tough trip. You're going from Philly to Vancouver down to there. I'll defend that. It's just, again, you come off of that Cincinnati game, and I'm thinking at least get a point in Vancouver, and then you turn in that performance. Little disappointing, but that, and maybe that spell in midsummer where they were kind of dropping points to like Columbus and Inter Miami, and it's like, are we doing this again?
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
Just those kind of things, but again, they've always bounced back.
Yeah, that's important. I think they've really shown the ability to bounce back from those,
Yeah. And that's something that I think in the early days in particular we did not have. So, I mean, once they got dispirited, they got dispirited. This is like a long time ago. This is not, in the last few years necessarily, but maybe even so a little bit in the last few years. I just hope that we don't have to bounce back much more because there's not much runway left.
Yeah.
Right.
There's not much rubber left on these tires.
Yeah.
Or cartilage left in these joints.
Yeah. So, I mean, if they want to... need to drop that Charlotte game to bounce back from it. That would be my preference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think too, a testament to the what Bradley's bringing to this team. I mean, I was just like, again, looking over the games this season, and like May, we played 9 games in May. That
May
is
nuts.
That is an absolutely grueling schedule. I mean,
it is.
And the fact that, I don't remember the exact numbers, but we won the majority, or we had a winning record over those 9 games, which I remember talking about that.
We went unbeaten in those games.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't always winning, but it was unbeaten.
Yeah, exactly. And just to, to manage those logistics, to manage the health and stamina of the players. I mean, it almost feels like it's perennially expected that Andre Blake's going to get injured at some point.
More and more nowadays, I think.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think a big thing was the fact that, okay, instead of having like, Oliver Zemla fed to the wolves last year, like this year, Andrew Rick was able to step in there and do a great job.
Yeah.
He's got more experience under his belt. He's got that confidence. Just like I could see like how much confidence there was this year with him. He's grown so much.
Absolutely.
And, and just
one of my low points would be how, and this is kind of a joke, how Andrew Rick plays lights out at the first team and he goes on U2
and like he'll give up more goals with Union too than like any of their other.
And I've asked him a couple times, like,
we've talked about that
with him, and he's just like, he really can't describe it. And it could be just he's evolved. We saw that with Sal, so it's just one of those weird things.
I think he like feels more the pressure with the first team and like kind of rises to that.
Yes,
and then like Union 2 maybe feels like a little less, and it's like then he
and that happens with some of those.
He
relax a little bit.
He relaxes a little too much.
Yeah. Like he made like a big blunder against Red Bulls 2 in that away match we were at, and but then like we talked to him not long after that too, like because that was when they played Red Bulls. Then a few days later, and Andre got hurt, and Andrew had to go in. So, but. Yeah, he's been huge with that this year. It's been good to have someone so reliable to fill in,
I think he's done a remarkable job, especially compared to some of our other backup keepers. Like the gap between the two is not nearly as wide as between some of our other backup keepers in years past. So, and it's remarkable too because of his age, because he's
19.
A child.
I know.
He's a child.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I have genes older than him. But it's funny because during one of the longest spates of Blake being out, my mom, we call her Scoops on the podcast, but the Scoops was like, I really want Blake to come back, but I'm kind of really enjoying the kid, so I want him to get a chance.
Yeah, I don't want to see Andre Blake anywhere near that turf in Charlotte. I want to see Andrew Rick in goal.
Yeah.
Because
good point. Yeah,
that makes me nervous for Andre.
But I had a long discussion about this last night.
Yeah.
You got to play Blake if he's healthy.
But also, like just for momentum and just keeping him fit for everything.
Yeah.
But it's like at the same time, like
Hammy's a little sore from all that travel. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like if it's questionable at all, don't mess with it. But
yeah.
Did Andre play both games for Jamaica?
I know he played the first. I didn't check the second one. You want to check that?
I can, but
if he's healthy, I mean, it's a good problem for them to have because you can rely a little bit more now on Andrew.
Yes, he did. But Jamaica won 4-0.
And he did play.
Nice.
So, I mean, but again, like I've asked Carnell now twice, like the leadership when Blake's back there, it's just night and day, and that's not a knock on Andrew.
Yeah.
But
it's the experience. You can't argue that experience.
And that's what Carnell says. It's just you get that from experience.
Yeah.
So,
and
that's, again, not a knock on Andrew.
But I mean, the team dads are what, Allie, Andre, and Jacob, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
kind of.
Pretty much, yeah.
But Jacob's even said to me, like when I interviewed him, that the transformation of Andrew from this year to last year is night and day. Like he is confident.
Sure.
He's confident back there in net. Yeah, sure. He's still going to have those young goalkeeper moments.
Yeah.
But
I think Rick is this year's Quinn Sullivan. Like this is his breakout year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
So Paul, we're just talking highlights, lowlights, and I guess players too that we've kind of enjoyed from the season. If there's anything you want to throw into the mix.
I don't want to repeat things that were already talked about, but definitely Quinn settling into a leadership role in the team was really great to see. Glesnes continuing to be stalwart, Glesnes and Blake for that matter being stalwart on defense. But really, we've talked about it all season. It's the defensive midfielders that I've been most happy with.
Yeah.
That's where I was about to go with this.
Go for it.
No, go for it. No.
Lukic and Danley, they're just, they're just
chef's kiss. Mwah.
Yeah, just between the athleticism that they both possess to chase down anything that comes close to shutting down the middle of the fields, that there's just almost no team can find a gap. It just simplifies the way the whole defense plays, and it results in the Union giving up I think it's MLS best, right? 33 goals in the season, and 7 of those to were Vancouver. So if you discounted that one game and just took it as a 1-0 loss, they'd be at 27 goals for the season.
Insane.
Correct, and they'd actually be like one of the lowest goals all time in MLS on the road.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's even crazier.
Yeah.
But to that point, no, I agree with that. Somebody else that maybe people overlook, but his defensive play, and as Carnell said, the defense starts with the top.
Yeah, I even talked to Makanya about that.
That would be the defensive work of Bruno Damiani.
Yes.
His defensive work, has been just so, at times, been so great, and now he's starting to come on with the goals, which you want to see.
This is why, it would drive me nuts when people are like, "Oh, Damiani's a bust," blah blah blah. No, he brings so much more.
And now he's starting to get confidence, and now you all of a sudden got Ua hot, and now it's like, okay, all right. Yeah. And I get it. It was playing for a contract next year, so
I would love to see him re-signed.
I think he'll go somewhere else in MLS.
Or you think?
Oh, I hate to see him go somewhere else in MLS.
But we had that nice little conversation last night. But
I just don't want him to go to an East Coast team, Eastern Conference team. Please have respect enough for Philly to go West Coast.
DC makes a lot of sense. And
oh God!
And so
stay away from that.
And so does Nashville.
Benteke's DC. I don't know.
Could you imagine him going to Nashville?
That would be scary.
You move him and Surge up front. You move. You move Mukhtar back into the midfield. Imagine that.
Don't give out too many good ideas.
No. Stop manifesting negativity, Kyle.
Listen, he
could go back Jacob, he could go to Columbus and reteam with Gazdag.
But he's such good friends with Jacob. He needs to stick around.
Friends with Gazdag.
Well, I know that their kids are But you ever see their 2 kids?
They're adorable.
They are
cute.
But to that point, Wilfred plays one forward, one striker forward. Solo up top, and Ua doesn't thrive in that. He thrives in a 2 striker, or unless you put him in wing.
Yep. He's got to be a withdrawn striker, and possibly, even if not a second striker, at least a withdrawn player like that.
Yeah. But no, I think to your point, Paul, is that you got Damiani and not Damiani, Danley and Jovan have been probably, when they're on, that team's not going to give up a goal. And again, I think that's really gone to revitalize what Jacob's been this year as well. And then again, another great impressive player is always going to be Kai. That goes without saying. But
if and whenever that sad day comes when Kai leaves, it's going to be such a massive vacuum left.
Yeah, such a solid player.
Oh, well, Jordan Griffin's he's 16 years old, Kyle. Pump the brakes.
We always joke about. Well, no, the only reason we joke about it is because Richter just raves about him.
Okay, well, to be fair, Jordan Griffin's doing really well.
Yeah.
Also, hey, if Isaiah LaFleur comes back, you got Isaiah.
Yeah. Please, anybody listening to this podcast, do not think I'm comparing Jordan Griffin to Kai Wagner. No, it's just more one of those funny comments.
Yeah, but no, he's done great though. He's stepped in at Union too and taken.
It's like you talk about those developments. It's been one of those cool developments. The academy can just step in his first season, and just take off, almost sort of in a way Frankie did.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of stories like that kids coming up through with Union too, and really. Yeah, there's some guys to watch on Union too, for sure.
Malik.
Oh, Malik Jakupovic. Yeah. Yeah. Keep that name in mind for sure. Whew.
Have to learn to spell that one.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get sold.
It's true.
This
Fair
kid
enough.
He might be
6'3", and he's
9 in Union.
16 years old, 6'3",
Through the
Good
academy.
God.
and he can finish. He can finish.
Not much of like a speed guy, but when you get him in the box, he can.
As Ryan Richter said, he knows where the goal is.
Nice. Wow.
So
Here's a question then, based on all this, like, because I remember during Chris and I were lucky enough to be at the game when the Union won the Supporter Shield, which
nice
in itself, it just felt so much more monumental. Like, I know we won it back in 2020, but this one almost feels like the first time. I don't know. So Tanner, I think, and very like uncharacteristically emotive in his German sensibilities.
his German way.
Exactly. But he mentioned our academy program and all this. So I remember back at the beginning of the season we talked about this. With Curtin getting let go, bringing in Carnell, and the question was, is Carnell signing on to Tanner's program? Like, as opposed to, we
having his own
question whether how well Curtin and Tanner were meshing. And so the whole thing was this season with Carnell is kind of a reflection, or there's another word for it.
Referendum.
A referendum on Tanner's strategy. Like, so would you say that this past year reflects what Tanner was trying to bring and produce on the field, and did he succeed?
I would say this. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
Right now, Tanner was the one that's right. He's right all along.
If they had failed this year, I think it would have been like, okay, this is on Ernst. Yeah.
This is on Ernst. But right now, Ernst was right.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I've heard people say, oh, no, that was unfair to Jim. And trust me, I get that point. I totally understand that. I don't disagree with it. But you got to call a spade sometime. And he was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hey, we love Jim, we respect Jim, but like, yeah, I think for what the vision was, you needed someone who could take it to that next step.
Yeah.
And this is why I think this can work just beyond the season. Now, I'm not going to say the Union are going to go on and start winning shield after shield after shield.
Dynasty, you're not saying
that? No. But I think this is maybe the second evolution of what was started from like 2019 up to like 2023, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe this is like another wave. Yeah. I don't know. And I'm not going to say that with all confidence because obviously every year's different, injuries, all that. But one has to wonder.
Yeah.
Especially with the flexibility the Union have going in the offseason. The contracts are going to be offloading. There's opportunity to continue to grow and develop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with the benefit of hindsight and benefit of sitting where we are right now, the comfort of that. I feel like I can see more clearly something I did know but wouldn't admit, which was that, it kind of felt like Jim was kind of just doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it wasn't working, but I'm just gonna keep trying anyway, and it was something that had been either figured out or there just wasn't a lot of variety there. I think I needed to see Carnell not doing that in the same way this year to fully process that, to see like how he would mix things up. Somebody did well in a friendly, they get a chance to start the next game, perhaps, depending on who we were going up against. Just let's try this. And, I mean, I'm not saying he walks on water either, but just mixing it up.
I still think if Curtin goes to the right situation, he's going to find massive success once again like that because he's that good.
I mean, I'm saying all this as a Curtin fan,
I know.
I think we can all say,
Trust me, Christy.
I mean, we could see Jim going to like say an NYCFC and just like, I know, God help us, but like him just like, taking off or something. It's just,
no.
I also wonder if he's going to learn from this. Like,
Yeah.
maybe he was a little too stuck with his roster. And even though he didn't necessarily trust the younger guys, maybe next time that he gets an opportunity, he will at least take the shot. Like, who was it that Carnell rolled out in the I can't remember if it was the Indy 11 game or the Riverhounds game, that's actually like a midfielder or a forward, and he put him at left back.
It was David Vasquez.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like,
Who is
why?
balling out at San Diego, by the way.
Yeah,
He's not coming back, I don't think. The way he's playing, they're gonna keep him, I think. But no. He tried him at left back and he did fine.
it looks solid.
Yeah.
It's one of those times you gotta put the players that are playing well on the field somewhere, even if it's not where they should be. Put them on the field and let them work magic.
It's to what he said this week, on that MLS podcast. Doesn't matter if you're DP. He praises who actually works, and to be fair, I think he actually believes that, and he actually does that. Where Jim would say always, and again, it's not a knock on Jim, is all the decision went against him. Okay, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But then tell me why Chris Donovan, again, when I was at training, and Ty Baribo still looked better than Chris Donovan, is starting. But that's just my own thing. I know nothing. But you get where I'm going with that. It's like there's times where I feel like he was a little too loyal to the guys, and maybe that was his little fault.
Hey, I saw Chris Donovan finish a great goal last Friday at training.
Oh, it's not going.
I know, like I think he must be like a heck of a training player. But no, in all seriousness, good guy and everything. But yeah,
enjoys interviews.
Yeah, he's very smart too. Very, very smart.
Yeah.
Well, he did go to Drexel.
Yeah.
Paul went to Drexel. That's why the running joke is that Paul is my third favorite.
Third favorite.
Because his wife also went to Drexel. So
there you go.
It's Jen, Chris Donovan, Paul.
And God help me if my son goes to Drexel, then I'll be fourth.
Yeah, Jen might drop too. I'm not sure. That's gonna be
that's what I assume. I assume my son would take number one spot. No, it is interesting to see. Like, I was just going through like the standard starting lineup. You got Blake in net, get Glesnes and Wagner on the back line, who were there last year, but you got Macania and Westfield that are new. You got Danley and you got Jovan. It's a defensive mid. They both played spot under Jim, but not consistently. You got Vasilev, who obviously is new. You got Sullivan, who is back from last year. Then you got up top, you got Damiani, who's new, and he was teamed with either Baribo or Ora throughout the season. So there's an awful lot of turnover from what the lineup looked like last year. Now, going into Carnell next year, is there going to be a similar sort of turnover? I mean, obviously, some of these players are going to move on. I do agree. I think Aura is going to end up in another MLS team. I think that there's going to be a lot of interest from a lot of players that might take a chance, and hopefully that means for good things for the Union. But I could see, Wagner getting some more looks. I could see Danley and Lukic both getting looks. Heck, I could see Olaski getting looks.
Well, yeah.
I don't think he's going to go anywhere, but there's possibilities that Sullivan might get looks. Coming off of an injury, some team might want to take a shot at him and be like, hey, if I grab him now, I get him cheap because he's coming off of an injury and he's got a good pedigree. There's possibilities that things could change, and I'm curious to see how Carnell adapts and continues to grow the team, because you can't stay. You can't stay where you are. You got to keep moving forward.
Yeah. And the good news is
future.
And the good news is there's a lot of, I think, good young talent coming up through as well. So
yeah, I think there's some talent, and I also think, like I said earlier, there's flexibility.
Yeah.
Who stays, who goes. I mean, I've even said, hey, what if a team comes out and asks about Baribo? Hey, it's possible.
Yeah.
I take a shot at Baribo. You got Damiani. Do you replace two strikers in the offseason? We've seen Tanner do it before with Carranza and Ua.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Anything's possible, is what I'm saying. And that also opens up a spot for like a Sal, like an Eddie Davis. Maybe if Jakupovic keeps growing, I don't think next year, maybe towards
if Stas keeps coming on to Stas Korznowski,
draft pick, if he keeps starting to figure it out, who knows? I mean, there's options. There's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like one of the hallmarks of this Carnell team is the flexibility in terms of players and you know, they change lineups, you know, through the game they'll change lineups. And I think it's, you know, I think that has served us very well. So, you know.
That's the other thing. Carnell will change formations multiple times mid lineup.
Yeah.
Depending on how the match is going.
Yeah.
Keeping the same philosophies and principles, obviously, but changing lineups.
Yeah.
But how many times have you seen somebody run out onto the field and tell somebody, okay, you're doing this now?
Yeah, they're doing
so
like,
many times
you know, semaphore, like new instructions.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? So, you know, this is a little bit of the retrospective and kind of overall state of the team. We have a little bit further to go in the season. So first, we have the last final regular season match of the season against Charlotte.
Yep.
You know, the Shield is locked up; it's ours. So, with that said, what are folks hoping to see in this Charlotte game?
I would like to see at least a point and no injuries.
Yep. No, I would love to see them hit 69 points and break the franchise record of 67. Do not say it. But
we talked about that last week, so that's all right.
Fun fact, I was looking. The last time they played and won 2-1, this team did not have Andre Blake in net. This team did not have Janly Jean-Jacques, did not have Ua or Baribo, and did not have Velosky. So we'll see what the international call-ups, all that kind of stuff, where all that goes. We'll find out more tomorrow, but I found that interesting when I was kind of going back and looking through some stuff. I'd love to see 3 points. They've never won in Charlotte.
It's the first time for everything.
But this season's
really
been, they've gotten points, but they've never won.
I'm just glad that the match in Charlotte is not going to be the thing that haunts us like 2022 when they lost that one. And
but
you know,
looking at the standings, Charlotte is playing for home field in the first round of the playoffs.
Correct.
They're playing against the Union. If they win, they maintain their position. They can't move up. They're 6 points behind Miami, but they're currently tied in points with New York City. New York City is playing against Seattle, who's literally playing for nothing. They're 5 points ahead of Austin behind them, and they're 6 points behind Minnesota. Right. So win, lose, or draw doesn't make a difference to Seattle. So you got to figure New York's going to be playing for a win there.
Yeah.
And I got to imagine Charlotte is as well. I think the Union will be lucky to get a point out of this last game, but I think overall health is my number one thing. I don't want any injuries coming out of this game.
I just like the way the Union match up against Charlotte.
Oh, and by the way, Frankie Westfield should be back, which
we'll see.
We'll see. Like, with him and Zaha. Do you remember the home match with him and Zaha going at it?
The thing is with Charlotte is, and I don't disagree. It's going to be a tough contest. The thing with Charlotte is they had that 9-game winning streak, and then all of a sudden they get that red card against Montreal and get blown out at home 4-0, and then they go to DC, get 2 red cards on their advantage. And they only win 1-0.
They barely beat DC in that.
Yeah. But again, teams match up differently and all that. But I just found that interesting. I'm not sure which team we'll see because, again, the East is just a bloodbath this year. I was saying this to somebody last night. You could literally see like a 7-3 MLS Eastern Conference final. It's very possible. I don't know if the best team makes it out of the East. Is one.
Sure.
I think in the West, you got LAFC and you got Vancouver. Maybe somebody gets lucky, sure.
Yeah.
But in the Eastern Conference, anything can happen. And
especially with the NFL writers wanting Messi to finish his career here with a title.
The MLS writers.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I will keep going to say I don't think Inter Miami gets out. I don't think they make the MLS Cup.
Their defense
to God's
stinks.
ears.
Yeah.
I said this last year to somebody. It's
Their defense and their goalkeeping is not that good.
I mean,
no, it's terrible.
They get exposed.
Problem is, if Messi gets within 25 yards of the goal, he can make magic happen, and he does that 2 or 3 times in a game. And
obviously, if Messi and Suarez are on, yeah.
How fun was that Chicago-Miami match, by the way?
It was delicious. It was
that's
delicious.
what I'm talking about. Like,
another
those
chef
kind
kiss.
of games can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and look, the Union have shown this year they can go toe-to-toe with them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the consensus, right, Christy? Like, I mean, we talked about, like, for this Charlotte game, no injuries. That's all we want.
Yeah.
Paramount is a healthy team going into the playoffs.
I mean, if they go down there and draw 0-0 and they look great and everybody's playing well and everybody's healthy, 2022 was that NYCFC 2022 where they kind of drew 1-1 and like walked off in the sunset and then had that run? No, that was 2021 where they made the run to the Eastern Conference Final.
Mm-hmm.
What's 23? I forget. Anyway, they all run together.
Blurs.
Yeah. But no, just have a good performance and just walk off into sunset and get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a tough one.
Yep.
But again, if the Union get out of that first round and that whole bracket stays the same, you're going to have at home NYCFC, the winner of NYCFC in Charlotte. I feel good at 1-game match there. And then you're going to have the bloodbath up north, which is Orlando, Cincinnati, Nashville, and Inter Miami, all which are probably dark horses to come out of the East. Well, all people that follow the league, right for the league, have said they have possibilities. I agree with too. That you're going to have one match if you can get out of that first round that there is a way I do see that the Union do make it out of the Eastern Conference. It's going to be tough, and it's going to take a lot of defense, but they can make it out. I'm not saying all is gone, but I think regardless, and I'll just put a bow on this, I think regardless, the Union did something awesome this year.
Yep.
That I think cleanses the palate. Obviously, everybody still wants a cup, but somebody told me this the other week here on decision day. What's your job? Boss give you more performance. More praise for 3 months of performance, which is the MLS Cup, or a year's worth of performance, which you can get more praise for. Well, you can get you can get more praise for the year one. And I wish, to your last point, I wish the league would recognize the Shield.
Yep. There's Christy.
Yeah.
When you look at say Premier League and stuff.
That was me silently agreeing with Kyle, just for the people who can't see this.
I still think we need to have the playoffs. I like the playoffs.
That's very Americans appreciate the playoffs.
Yes.
And people have said I think it was Mike Barrera said this. To the average American fan, what is the Shield? It's the President's Trophy in hockey. That's the best thing that people will realize. And that's a trophy. You get a trophy for that. I think that we can do better with the playoffs. I like the 1-game format, but I get why we do it. Having said that, I'm excited for the playoffs. I love playoff soccer. Just a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about that last episode. Sorry, Jillian. The supporter shield is harder to celebrate because you never know when someone's going to win it. It's not like a Super Bowl or like there's all the pomp and circumstance around the Super Bowl. It would be nice if they did that for the U.S. Open Cup, but it is. I agree. Yeah. I think the Supporters Shield is it's 34 game competition that you ended up winning. and that should be recognized and appreciated at any level, but it's not yet.
In any other league, that would be the trophy. I shouldn't say any other league, but most other leagues.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I still say it's the Cup. Then it's probably the CONCACAF Champions Cup. They're 1A, 1B. Then it's the Shield. Then it's the U.S. Open Cup, and then it's the Leagues Cup.
Yeah, I think if the Union really want to get the notice and respect from the casuals, the non-soccer people in Philly and stuff, you go win the Cup.
Yeah.
Because,
100%.
but for everyone else, that we know, it's like, it is really impressive getting the Shield, and there's no like asterisk for this one. It's not like, oh, it's a COVID Shield. This one's legit, and they had even more teams in the league this time,
And they're one of the few teams in MLS that have won the Shield 2 times.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really impressive.
Teams.
Yeah.
And actually one of the few originals that have won it more than twice. I think there's only like 7 teams that have won it more than twice.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive when you think leagues has been around for what, 30 years now? Almost 30?
Almost 30.
Yeah,
96.
30 next year.
96.
Yeah, next year will be 30.
Yeah.
So you got to think about that. But yes, you're right, Paul. It's also one of the newer expansion teams. So pretty impressive.
We need to have like whatever the equivalent of the star is above the crest. We got to figure out the equivalent.
There should literally be a shield.
Yeah.
You get a star for the cup and you get a shield for the shield.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple.
But I am excited for some playoff soccer. I mean, you think about how, especially the last few minutes of that match felt against NYCFC, just how the stadium felt and everything. And
it was rocking.
Oh, it was. And, not gonna lie, when it was over, when they won, like I got like tears in my eyes, like seeing that, in person. So just knowing like everything that went through the season, everything, to see that happen. I'm so glad that they were able to do that in front of the fans, that it wasn't 100%. Like if they hadn't gotten it done and say they had won the Shield by like other things happening with other teams, and it just been like, I feel like that would have been such a bummer. So I think it was tremendous the way it went down. And like there were all those scenarios, of like, well, if the Union don't win, well, they could still get it this way. This, I'm like, I'm not even worrying about those scenarios. Get it done like this night, and thankfully they did. So
it was just
especially
with the
way, with the way that like some of the other teams played anyway, like this past weekend and such, it's like, thank goodness the Union got it done.
Wow.
So I know we talked about this, I think, a little bit last week, or at least a response to it, that this is Carnell's second foray into the playoffs. And the first time with St. Louis, top of the Western Conference, going against their rivals, right? The barbecue.
Barbecue.
I know that Carnell said, like, basically he's not even thinking about this, not even answering questions, but like, does this feel a little bit like a redemptive story arc here with these playoffs with Carnell?
I think the team in St. Louis compared to the team he has in Philly is night and day.
Well, that, and also I think he's really learned a lot too. So
he said as much. He's playing with the chip on his shoulder. And I think that's why that question where he kind of walked off. I mean, what are you going to say there to save your face? You're going to say, "Oh no, it's not." I mean, he took the high road. I totally defend him, and people saying that was a fair question. Okay, whatever.
But I get Bradley's view there.
I get Bradley's view. Yeah, Michelle had the right to ask questions. Journalist, so it was a fair question, but not in that moment. And honestly, I think the way he handled it, it was a no-win situation for him to answer. So just walk off. But I do think it's this again, like the end of this year, is a little bit of a redemption song for him.
And honestly, given the year he's produced, why not? Why
not?
Yeah.
100%. I think he's definitely a strong candidate for Coach of the Year.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just, who would even be like a second contender for Coach of the Year?
Jesper Sorensen.
Okay.
Jesper Vancouver.
Sorensen's won the Canadian Cup.
Yeah.
He's made to the CONCACAF Champions Final.
Yeah.
If they win on Saturday, they got 66 points. They beat the Union 7-0. I could see Raiders saying that. I could also see Mikey Veras, highest points. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Even Pascal Janssen from NYCFC, I don't think he'll win it, but he had a very impressive year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think as much as Cornell or Sorensen.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what the Union's media team comes out with on Sunday for the playoff hype stuff. You know, the cup runs through Philly this year, so let's see what they come up with.
Yeah. They've done some brilliant stuff.
Speaking of Sunday.
And speaking of
Big game Sunday.
Union 2 versus FC Cincinnati 2, which Union 2 have beaten them 3 times this season. It's tough to beat them that many times, but was not surprised that, Ryan Richter chose them because of that. Because, for those unaware, this first round, the top 3 teams, they get to choose their opponent, like starting with the first seed.
That's so cool.
So it's kind of a cool thing. And so there's, some strategy involved in that and everything. So like last year, Marlon LeBlanc, I think, chose like the 5th seed or something.
Yeah,
but also he liked how they matched up and it paid off, obviously. So, but, we'll be down at Union 2 on Sunday and hopefully, people turn out for that. And, so that'll be big.
So I have one last question, maybe to end up here. The past week or so has been pretty rough for Philly sports between the Phillies and their playoffs, the Eagles and the Flyers, and just the collective suffering that's been going on around that. Have any of you guys felt the need to slip in there and be like, but the Union are actually doing really well?
Right.
Yeah. I'm the only, he doesn't care about the other Philly teams, but
I just laugh.
Although he cares about how his wife feels, so
I do, but I also
that's good.
Laugh.
That's good.
I laugh at all the
Dolphins fan. They stink. I'm sorry. They stink. But it's just thank goodness for the Union because they're the only saving grace. Although the Flyers won, they beat the Panthers 2 nights ago. So but yeah, Thursday was pretty depressing. So but yeah, it's at least the Union won the Supporters Shield. They're still in the playoffs. And there's a lot of Eagles season left, so a lot could happen there. Because remember when they were 2-2 last year, and people were like, "Oh, Nick Sirianni's he's in the hot seat," and all that. And so, then obviously we know what they did. So, I don't know. It's just, but yeah, thank goodness for the Union, or else I would have been in the depths of despair, probably. Drinking the Drano. That meme, whatever. So it was a little bit more tolerable. It stunk, but it was a little more tolerable knowing that the Union had won the Supporters Shield.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I actually brought it up to my boss's boss on Friday morning. He was lamenting the Philly sports scene, and I just threw it out there because I know he doesn't at all like the Union or soccer at all. And he's like, "Great, so I have to hang my hat on Philadelphia soccer."
Yep.
Yes, you do.
Oh my gosh, I know the people that are like, "Oh, well, no one cares about soccer." Just weird behavior, don't even get me started on all that.
Yeah.
It's listen, if the Wings won a championship or something, I don't give a rip about lacrosse, but at the same time, be like, hey, that's awesome. Good for them. Let's go,
I don't feel a need to yuck another person's yum.
Thank you.
Yeah. But but I figure the more I can bring it up and mention it, eventually they might start hearing it, and maybe they start getting a little less negative towards soccer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It is weird, isn't it? Now that you mentioned it, how it's okay, I don't follow, say, hockey. But, if somebody's excited about their team doing well, then good for them. That's congratulations. Good for you.
Yeah.
But why do people, it's not just, I don't like soccer. It's I hate soccer. Soccer's stupid and boring.
Yeah.
I'm
people are dumb about that. My own sister was like that. Now she came to the game against Columbus when Frankie had that goal, and she had a good time. And she was like, oh, I'd go to a game again. But she was always like, oh, blah, blah, blah. she'd like make fun of us like doing union stuff, and like she's like diehard Eagles, Phillies, whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, but she finally experienced it, and she's like, oh, this is actually okay, had fun. But she kind of like was hated to admit it, I think. But yeah, I just don't understand that whole like, oh, soccer's dumb, or they flop and blah blah blah, and it's weird. I don't know.
Honestly,
like, what? If you're a fan of Philly sports, you should be at least appreciative of all the teams in that city. Like
absolutely.
Can I be honest with you? Half of that stuff is probably for clickbait
and
and reaction based. And it's not real. Half of them don't really care. They're just being silly. And that's where I kind of look at them. They're just being silly.
Yeah.
But I encounter that a lot in life too, because my boss is very much like that too. I mean, I know he's also trying to mess with me because he knows I'm super into it.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect, but like, why, I don't understand the antagonism. Like, just like, oh, I don't follow it. Okay, great. That's fine. But like, I don't follow it, and it's dumb. Like, okay, sure.
I think golf's boring as heck, but I'm not gonna like be like, oh, that's stupid to people that like it. I said to Kyle, I'm like, the Ryder Cup, that's golf, right? I'm like, that shows you how much I care about that,
I talk
like all
with
the people
guys
are like into
I talk with people in India, and we get into in-depth discussions about cricket. I've never watched the game of cricket, but I can at least appreciate the ability of play.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of like soccer is like the pumpkin spice of professional sports, right? Everyone poo-poos it, but did you try it? And it's like, okay, yeah, it is pretty good, right?
Yeah. That's a great analogy.
PSL season.
Yes.
By the way, this episode is brought to you by Starbucks. No.
Very Love a good PSL.
Yeah. So, Jillian and Kyle, it's always great to have you guys with us. Maybe hopefully we have another happier reason to get together and chat some more.
Sunday afternoon at the park, there's a game going on.
Yes.
But you want to let the folks know where they can get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, so you can find us on our website, theoneteamweagreeon.com. We have our YouTube channel as well, and on socials, we're at TOTWAG on Twitter, and we're on Blue Sky at that, and on Instagram at theoneteamweagreeon.com, and Facebook on the One Team We Agree On as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. It was great.
Thanks for having us. It's always
great. Great. And we'll look forward to, again, having you guys on here down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. If you want to join our conversation, you can find us at our website, amorephillyunion.com. Send us your questions via email, or you can contact us on social, particularly Instagram. So you can email us at pod@amorephillyunion.com. On Instagram, YouTube, Threads, and Blue Sky, we are A More Philly Union. We have our crazy Spotify playlist, aka the soundtrack for the podcast. You can find that under our More Philly Union. Just look for the one with the music notes on it. We have our little bit of a More Philly Union swag if you want to get something. The holiday seasons are coming up. You can find our links on our website and also via our link tree to check that out. Be sure to download and subscribe our podcast wherever you get yours. And while you're at it, go show some love to one of our favorite forces for good in the world, Philadelphia Union Foundation. You can check them out at philadelphiaunionfoundation.org. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of A More Philly Union. We are your hosts. I'm E.
I'm C.
I'm Jillian.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Paul. Go Union! Two.
That's
well,
awesome.
This is great. Well, thanks again, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
And maybe we'll see you at a playoff game.
Yeah, hope so. That'll be awesome.
I plan to be in the stands probably, so I'll be in the river end with that. So
we'll try to find you.
I can't mess with the mojo. Like,
no,
he goes in the press box, I go in the river end. Our friends in the river end will be like, what the hell is Kyle doing down here if he's down there?
Get out, Kyle.
Get out. Really in here, so